Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another episode of JSpizzle Crypto. Today we will be talking about medieval empires, and today we have a very special guest. We have my brother Duyo. Say hello, Duyo.
Hey guys, what's up?
How's your day doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for asking. All right, so just to share a little bit about Duyo, he started playing a year ago, and he has been a completely free to play player. He has not spent any money, he has not staked anything, hasn't done anything like that. Yet he has still managed to be one of the top players. Tell us about your ranks and stuff.
Okay, so the basic ranks is power, progress, and army. And in power and progress, I'm ranked between 32 to 36. One of them I'm 32, one of them I'm 36. So out of thousands of players, I'm in the top 40. And in army, I am currently ranked 12. So out of thousands of players, as a completely free to play player, I have the 12th largest army in the whole game, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. So today we're basically going to be doing a player to player interview about medieval empires. I'm just going to be asking you some questions about the game, what you like, what maybe you'd like to see changed or added, and we'll start with question number one. How did you
All
start
right.
playing medieval empires, and why did you choose to do it?
Well, of course you got me into it because you told me about it. But honestly, there's so many different games out there, and there's so many different play to earn games, like games where you earn crypto. Obviously, you're big into crypto, and we've both been big into crypto and gaming. So, play to earn games, that's like our dream life, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But there's so many crappy games out there that I've tried dozens of different play to earn games. Most of them completely suck, and you don't play it more than a day or two, or a minute or two. Some of them, and you can already tell that they're bad. I played Medieval Empires with no expectations at all. It was good. I kept going. Here it is a year later. I'm still going, and I'm one of the top ranked players. I've earned a lot of money off of it, so I'm gonna keep playing.
awesome. All right. And question number two, what is like a daily session for you, like playing the game? Like walk me through what you do every day. And then at the end, what's something that for like the daily gameplay, maybe something that you would change or something that you'd like to see added?
Okay. So typically, I will log in probably 3 times a day because your troops they'll be, I don't know, training in their different military your troops will be training in different military buildings
Yeah.
for a set amount of hours, and so 10 hours later, you got to check to retrain more troops once your old troops. So I'll typically log in about 3 different times a day. During that time, they have a whole bunch of daily quests, and you get different rewards. Um, like you do 5 daily quests, you unlock a chest. You do 5 more, you unlock a different chest. So you try to knock out all the daily quests to get to the final chest. It
Yep.
gives you silver and a bunch of speed ups and stuff like that. So typically, you want to complete all your daily quests and make sure all your military buildings are training troops. That's how you get the 12th largest army as a free to play player.
Yep.
Make sure you're upgrading a building that hasn't stopped. Make sure your research center is researching, and then going out and killing invaders across the map and stuff. If you've seen any of or if you've seen any of JSpizzle's videos, you kind of know what the map is and what the invaders are. So you got out there and killed them too, Or if you know you're going to be off for a while, make sure your guys are out there mining and farming and
Yep.
stuff like that. So just make sure everything's still going. Typically 2 to 3 times a day, eh, for anywhere from like 2 minutes to 10 minutes, and boom, you knock out all your daily quests. What would I like to see better or improved, or something to change that up? Is they have weekly events too, where you can climb up the weekly leaderboard, and that's how you earn the bulk of your medieval empire tokens,
Yep.
is by ranking higher on these, and you get a whole bunch of other rewards as well.
Yep.
Some weeks is very, very competitive and active. You're out there killing a whole bunch of invaders, and you can play literally, 4 or 5 hour sessions every single day and just have fun like you would any other game. And then some weeks there's nothing you can do to help increase your rankings. And so again, you're only on for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that, and then you check it a couple hours later.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to see more active weekly events, the ones that keep you engaged for
Yeah.
hours upon hours at a time, whether that's killing more things or if that's something new that they implement to the game, that like many, add a mini game or something, anything to just keep you more engaged and in game for longer amounts of time. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining, but it would
Right.
be nice to see.
Yeah, or something like a monthly event too that like would be engaging, and that is one of the things I like about the game. Also, for someone who works like a day job, 40 hours a week, it's not a game that like to be a top player you have to be on for 4, 5, 6 hours a day grinding. Like you log on for 10 minutes 3 times a day, and there is other stuff to do. You can farm throughout the day if you want to spend more time, but you don't have to. You log on 3, 4 times a day for 10 minutes, and you're progressing very, very quickly.
Yeah. And of course, if you did want to spend more time, you have your prestige level that
Yeah.
goes up. You get more resources the more active you are. So there are benefits to logging in for longer sessions. But as far as like the leaderboards and the
Right.
ranking and what's feasible to do for long periods of times, it would be nice to see ways to keep you engaged. But yeah, I do. Some days there are busy, and it's nice to know that even on the days where you're too busy, because I have a daughter, I work, and you can still log in just like twice a day and still be okay.
Right. Right. All right. All right. Question number 3: what is the toughest challenge that you have faced in the game since you've started?
The toughest challenge. Well, I would have to say the toughest challenge is just being persistent, doing it every single day. Um, because there will be days when it's like, I really don't want to, or l- like you get busy and stuff. But
Yeah.
the more persistent you are, this is something. The more persistent you are, the better it goes for you. The more you can earn,
Yeah.
and so just logging in, even if it's only for a couple of minutes each day, just logging in for a couple of minutes each day
Yeah.
can be one of the biggest challenges. But in game, one of the biggest challenges is sometimes they have updates and you got to learn the updates. It's learning the timers because, like I said, you're training troops, right? And if you know that you're going to be on for a while, then you don't want to be training troops for the next 12 hours
Right.
if you're on. If you know that you're going to be on in 30 minutes from now and you can have a timer stop in 25 minutes from now, then it stops and you can reset it for a long time before you log out. Or
Right.
if you know you're about to go to sleep and you're going to check it in about 8 or 9 hours, you train your troops to end in 8 or 9 hours. So learning the timers of your buildings, your research, training your troops, all of this, your hospital
Right.
rotation, because if you are just fighting, 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 all your guys will be in the hospital and never heal up. So getting the timing of everything, and it just takes practice and getting used to the game and stuff. But that
Right.
that was one of the biggest challenges too. So you're not like wasting time.
Cool, cool. I would say for me, early on in the game, getting resources was a challenge, not impossible. Like you said, you could go out there and farm it. It just takes a little bit more time. But in later game, like once you get like level 22, 23, like you start getting like actually millions of resources every time you do like a mob encounter. But to start with, it really, you had to grind a little bit to get the resources to improve your town hall buildings or your military buildings and things like that. I'd say that was my biggest challenge.
That is true. Thinking back now, that was such a huge problem. Sometimes I would have to go like hours without upgrading any building, or I would have to go out there and kill invade as many invaders as possible to get the resources to upgrade. Like specifically, your town hall used
Yeah.
to cost a lot, but yeah, now that I'm a higher level, I have more resources and I know what to do with. So
Yeah. And on a side note, new players do not have this problem, by the way. Like if you start today, you won't have this problem because you can have you have like little farmer dudes in game where you can go and farm resources while you sleep.
yeah,
Because the problem before was I would have like 5 million food, 5 million wood, and then like 200,000 ore. It was always ore was a problem. That was like the hardest to get. And so now, like if
yeah.
you have an ore problem, you send out 3 armies to farm ore while you go to sleep, and within 2 or 3 days, your problem's fixed.
Yeah. They've made upgrades, so many updates
Yeah,
along the way within this past year. The game's completely different and they have made it a lot more beginner friendly as well.
yep. So, what's your strategy on like in terms of focusing on building your army or your town, like the PVE part of it, or more so the PvP part of it?
Well, and there's really two different ways you can focus on either the town or your army.
Yes.
Um, Upgrading stuff, you can either upgrade your military buildings or you can upgrade like your other buildings. And then research, you can be researching the buildings
Yeah.
or your army. Pretty much in both situations, I prioritize army. PvP hasn't started yet, but it's on the horizon. And so I think having one of the biggest, not just one of the biggest, but one of the strongest, like your research, you're making your troops stronger and stuff. Um, I think having the biggest, strongest army is going to be your best bet in the long run. And if you upgrade your town, okay, well, you got more resources or whatever. But if you have a strong army, you can go out and kill more invaders and
Right.
get more resources that way. So, either way, I think having the biggest, best army is the best thing to prioritize. Um, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It was always my goal to get a higher and higher level so that I could train higher level dudes, is what I call them. Your archers, horses, and your soldiers. Because you can farm faster. You get
Yeah,
both. You could do the civil to farm to get more resources, or you can focus on your military and get more resources, and so you get both.
right.
Okay,
And then when
next.
PvP does release, you're already ready for it.
Okay, so what do you think about the blockchain stuff, like, being able to trade armies? How do you see this in compared to Axie Infinity? Personally, this is like the most exciting thing for me because this is like the type of thing that makes a game just go absolutely viral.
Right, and it's part of the allure of it. Some people won't like it, but a lot of people do like it because it's a play to earn game.
Yes.
You can play the game, train up your army, and you can sell these troops. In
Yes.
fact, okay, so Christmas, you spend a lot on Christmas getting gifts for the family and stuff. And my job is very politically motivated. Let's just say I'm in the political sector. And so after the elections and stuff, like in December, such a slow month. In January, I'm a little bit hurting on bills. I sold off a couple of troops and made like 60 bucks in a day from selling some troops, and then you can use that to help pay bills or
Yep.
go out and go eat and do whatever you need to do. So I think it's really cool. It doesn't make the game kind of pay to win. Yes, because you can go in, you can buy up a bunch of troops, but you have to actually play the game to be able to, level up your buildings and level up your research buildings, your research.
Yeah.
So if somebody just goes in and buys up all the troops, for example, that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be any better because they don't have the
Right.
research to support those troops.
Right.
Where my research tree is nearly maxed out, my troops are going to be 3 times stronger than yours if we have the same because I've been playing the game actively. So even if you go up and buy all of the troops, it doesn't mean much. But
Right.
if you are actively playing the game, you can sell off your troops, and eventually, I believe Luke said that we'll be able to sell resources, or
Yeah.
at least it's been talked about.
Yeah.
Also, weekly events, you get the medieval empire tokens. You can
Yes.
use that to stake and increase your vip rank, or you
Yes.
can also sell that off and make a little bit of money. It's a play to earn game, so kind of we're all here to be playing a game and earning at the same
Right.
time. And that's kind of what I do. I keep a lot, but I've sold off, some, and made a little bit of money along the way. So
Right.
do I like the fact that troops are for sale on a marketplace? Yes, because I've actively played the game and I'm actively making money by selling off some of my troops.
Yep.
And like I, I said, I'm one of the top ranked players in the game, army wise.
Yeah.
And I've sold off a bunch of troops.
You did.
So don't be afraid to sell off some of your troops. You can still play the game and be just fine and earn a little bit of money along the way as well. So,
Yep. Yeah, and the best thing about that is, does it give someone an advantage if they come in and buy up all the troops for sale in the marketplace? Yes. However, it's enticing for new players at the same time because new players can come in and sell their army to these guys. It's
yeah,
it's it's a, it's a it's really it's a win-win. And the I'd say another good thing about it is you're selling these armies in immutable tokens, Ethereum, or USDC, and so you're not selling them in me tokens, and so basically it's nice because it doesn't hurt the economy of the token. You can't
right.
flood the game with tokens or hurt the economy like Axie Infinity did. That was where they messed up.
True. Yeah. uh, the troops and the commanders.
Yeah.
Commanders are an NFT that kind of buffs your army and stuff, and that's separate. Also, I believe that's an immutable, so
Yep.
it doesn't affect the price of the token. So when
Yes.
you get your weekly ME tokens from ranking on the weekly leaderboard, um, it's still worth something. Yeah,
Yep.
that's really cool.
What's the most epic moment you've had in the game? Maybe like a really cool moment where you discovered something you like to brag about. Like when we first started, there wasn't a guide for everything. It was kind of the wild, wild west. Like we were still learning like the ins and outs of everything.
True. That there is a lot more information, a lot more players and information now. When we first started, there wasn't many players, and there wasn't pretty much any guys. It was all just figure it out as you go. One
Yeah.
of the biggest aha moments was realizing that the troops are especially good against certain types of invaders
Yes.
and especially weak against
Yeah.
others. When I found out, like for example, horses are good against archers,
Yeah.
archers are good against infantry. When I found that out, I was winning every single battle because before it was about 50-50 chance,
Yeah.
'cause you
Yeah.
you would just send out whoever, whenever.
Right.
Um, when, now that I know how to strategize who I'm sending out, that's a game changer. Um, yeah, that was one of the biggest moments. And then on a couple of events, a couple of the events that you've shared where you live stream,
Yeah.
um, the weekly events where you got to kill invaders to score higher, and you just live stream like 12 hours straight.
I
Uh,
did.
that to get up there, and I joined you, and we both rank really really high. That's when you start to learn like, hey, this game's fun,
Yeah.
and us, a bunch of complete newbies. I'm free to play, and I go in there. I think I ranked like 5 that week, and you were like
Yeah.
1 or 2, and you realize anybody can rank high on
Yeah.
these weekly events. So
Yeah.
that was a cool moment too.
Yeah. Because I was really low level then. All right. And so the next question, how would you compare this game to other games and specifically maybe play to earn games?
Okay. So one thing that a lot of play to earn games don't have going for them is they're so focused on the crypto that the game completely sucks. And then of course
Yep.
you got Web 2 games that are completely focused on the game and have nothing to do with crypto.
Yep.
This game is awesome because you can earn and it's actually fun playing.
Yep.
So there's a lot of play to earn games that they just suck. It's almost like a chore playing, or sure, you can earn a little bit on them, but you can't earn much. The game's not fun playing, and there's really no reason to do it. And that's why almost no play to earn games actually last very long.
Yep.
Um, so this game specifically is really fun. They update it all the time. It is
All the
so
time.
active. That's another thing. You hear about these games in development, and 2 or 3 years later, they're still stuck at the exact same place. This game has changed so much over the past year, and you can see their pipeline and what they're expecting to do in 2025. It's going to change so much over this next year. It's updating all the time, and it's fun to play, and you can earn a lot consistently whether you're free to play or not.
Yes.
It's not, and a lot of play to earn crypto games, you have to buy an NFT, you have to invest a little to Axie Infinity, you have to invest
Yeah. You had
into
to.
the Axie to be able to play. This game completely free to play, and you can still earn whether you're new, whether you're experienced, whether you're free, whether you spend $1 million. I mean, it's got everything on it. So
Yep.
I 2 thumbs up compared to
Awesome.
other games.
I think I know the answer to this next question, but for the people who maybe have not played, what are you excited for in the future?
Okay, so and we kind of mentioned this earlier, but PvP is on the horizon.
Yes.
So PvP is gonna make the game so much more interactive and so much more competitive. And you know how gamers are. If you've
Yes.
played any game, you know PvP, like people get serious about that. And it's going to bring in a lot of people, and the people who are currently playing, they're just going to get so much more excited, so much more active, and so I'm excited for that. The second thing, and there's a couple of things that they're working on, but the second thing I'm super excited about is when it goes to mobile, because there's so many phones in the world nowadays. Not everybody's got a PC, not
Right.
everybody can sit in one spot and play, but it's so easy to just hop on your phone, whether you're at work and like we mentioned earlier, you only got to check it for a couple of minutes, couple of times a day. So you can do that on your work break. You can do that on your way to or from work, or if you're just sitting in the doctor waiting room waiting for
Right.
an appointment, wherever. Once it goes on mobile, so many more people will play more often, and more people, you know, people and other countries besides the U.S., like
Yep.
Philippines specifically, will be able to access it on their phones, and it's going to open up tons of new players to come in. So that's really exciting.
Right.
PvP and it releasing on phone, and both of those should be this year.
Yep. Agreed. All right. So if you could change one thing about the game, this is a free pass to critique the game. What would that be?
Oh, that's an easy one. By far the biggest headache is how often they update the game. And they don't just have like a patcher where it takes a minute or two to patch it. You have to like re-download and reinstall the game every single time. And they update the game frequently, which is a good thing, but
Yes.
it's also super annoying because sometimes like I just want to log in and play the game, and I don't have a lot of time maybe at that specific moment,
Yep.
but I have to re-download the game and reinstall it. And any other game, like they might have a launcher and there's just a minute or two patch in there, and it patches the game, and then you can click play when it's done, and you don't have to do all of this extra hassle. And it's going to be, and if they want to market it to more people, they need to get this because it's going to be such a huge turn off to people wanting to play the game, not everybody wants to do all that extra annoying stuff, you know. So I think they've lost a lot of players because of that, and I think they're going to continue to lose a lot of players because of that until they get that fixed. It's just my 2 cents. So,
Right.
by far, the number one thing I would change about the game.
Yeah, appreciate your honesty. Hopefully when they release it on the cell phone, obviously it's going to be on the Play Store, and I'm hoping that like whenever they do an update, you're just going to have to go to like the Google Play and click update. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll do that on the
Yeah.
computer also, where when you need to update it, you just go to the Play Store and you update it.
Or if they don't do that on the Google Play Store, it could really mess a lot of things up. So
Yeah.
it is something they'll have to figure out
Yeah.
sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Cool. The last question, would you like to add anything else?
Um, shoot, that's a surprise question. I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't rehearse the question, guys.
uh, what I mean, it's pretty good to be honest. You can play whether would I like to add anything to this video or anything to the game? Sorry, let me clarify
Yeah,
real
just
quick.
either one, either one.
Okay. I mean it's a fun game. Like we've said, you can play it as a free to play player. Um, you can earn whether you're new or experienced. Like just because we've been around for a while, it's still a very new game. It's still in development, and you can start this week and you can rank high in the weekly competitions. There's no reason why you can't, which is super cool. Uh, Reinvest some of your earnings to crank up your VIP or buy
Yes.
some troops if you want and sell off the rest. Or you can reinvest it all and just focus extreme on the game and grow as fast as possible, or just sell it all and earn as much as possible. It's your choice, and yeah, so kudos to the team for this. If the team does ever end up watching this, uh, you guys have done an amazing job. You got one of the best VIP systems I've ever seen in a game. Uh,
Yes.
so yeah, good
Yeah.
job, guys. I'm gonna keep playing. I know that.
Yeah. And when Jason says that, he knows what he's talking about because he has done like NFT play to earn games for 2 or 3 years now, and he has played dozens and dozens trying to find a good one.
Yeah.
So, but all right, that's all the time we have today. I want to thank you, Jason. I also want to thank the Meat of Empires team, the development team. I want to thank Carl, all the managers, Luke, the marketing manager. Like Jason said, you guys have all done an amazing job pushing this game. I'm thankful that unlike other games, when they promise a game in 2 or 3 years, you've allowed us to play as you developed it. So we've had a product to be able to play all this while. Instead of a game like, hey, we're developing this game and in 3 years we're going to release it. We've got to be there through it all, and you have rewarded us for that. And so we thank you guys for that.
Thanks, guys.
All right, God bless you guys. Until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.